This afternoon, a British charter flight was forced to land in Italy after a passenger found a note warning of a bomb, another false alarm. For budget airlines who depend on a quick turnaround in a packed flight schedule, the added cost and inconvenience of extra security is a real headache. And at Stansted Airport, Ryanair's base, there's the prospect of more chaos. Check-in staff and baggage handlers here have just voted to stage 2 strikes over the bank holiday weekend. Air travel doesn't look like getting any less stressful in the near future. Rory Catlin-Jones, BBC News.
Well, Dr. Alan Lipman is a clinical psychologist and founder and director of the Centre for the Study of Violence in Washington. Dr. Lipman, given the heightened security situation that we find ourselves in just now, how are people reacting? How would you judge that?
Well, I think the broad mass of individuals are becoming, both in the United States and elsewhere, are becoming, in fact, somewhat inured to this experience. They hear so many alerts that have occurred since 9/11 and other serious events that they tend to regard them with a certain degree of skepticism. However, in the wake of the recent UK terror plot, there is an increase in anxiety, and we would expect that after such more serious and seemingly concrete scares.
So would you say that people are almost behaving now, their reaction is more one of anger than anxiety?
I think there's both. I think that for most people it is a reaction of irritation, of anger, of frustration at what seem to be often overreactions about marginalia or trivia, a jar of Vaseline, a handbook written in Arabic, for example. However, I think on the part of the airlines, you can certainly understand their need for caution. However, it does need to be reasonable caution, and I think I've seen as a terrorist attack, but are in fact quite normal, needs to be done. For example, a panic attack, which is what occurred on flight 973 from Heathrow, is very easily understood if one is trained. There are certain symptoms such as heavy breathing, palpitations in the chest, fear of losing control, that a flight attendant could ask a passenger about and identify as something normal rather than a normal index of a terrorist attack. On the part of passengers, they need to do a little bit of preparation before they go to the airport to reduce frustration and anxiety, and therefore these misunderstandings that occur in the air. For example, get online before your flight.
Okay, so
find out if there are any delays or regulations.
Dr. Lipman, sorry for having to interrupt you. We'll have to leave it there, I'm afraid, but thank you for your thoughts on that.
It's quite all right.
A week-long international AIDS conference being held in Toronto has ended with event organisers and keynote speakers strongly condemning the government of South Africa.